All right, so here's the deal. When we bought this Standard Range Plus Model 3, just like you, we had heard all the rumors about a heated steering wheel being in the car, and it just needs a simple software unlock. So I've been seeing this come up again and again, and I am personally of the opinion that it is there as well, but it's a matter of nobody's really been able to prove it yet. So what I've decided to do, my long range Model Y has a heated steering wheel. And of course, with this Standard Range Plus, I have no heated steering wheel. So to find out for sure, here's what I'm planning to do. I'm gonna take the steering wheel off of this car and put it into our Model Y, which does have heated steering wheel. Then I'm gonna turn on the heat and see if it works. So I don't know how straightforward it's going to be, but taking off the steering wheel is not that bad. It's just a couple of plugs. We'll see if it works. So to do this, it's actually really simple, and it's the same process you're gonna use if you're upgrading your steering wheel to, say, a yoke steering wheel from one of the aftermarket companies. So first, you're gonna have to take off the airbag, and to do this, there's two little holes on the side of the steering wheel. You need to poke into those holes until you feel some resistance, and there's a spring back there. Now, you can either do this both sides at the same time or one side at a time. I preferred to do it one side at a time. It does sometimes take some back and forth, going on the right side, going on the left side to get it off. There's 3 positions, 2 on the top and 1 on the bottom, so it does get hung up a bit. But once you get that free, you're gonna pull it out and you're gonna remove the clip. Now, this connector is very hard to get off because the 2 pressure clips are on the top and the bottom. So what you have to do is try to squeeze them with your hands, but what I ultimately ended up doing was using a very small screwdriver, sticking that into one of them, and then using my finger for the other and pulling it off. Now just place this to the side. Over here on the left side, you're gonna see another plug, and this is for the buttons on the steering wheel. So we're gonna be removing that one as well. Same process, those 2 clips, push down and pull it out. And then finally, you're gonna have a bolt here, and I used a T55 to remove this. However, I don't believe that's the correct tool, but this does work. A real quick tip for you, you need a very large breaker bar, or your ratchet needs to be really long to get enough leverage if you're gonna do this by yourself. If you have somebody to help you, they can hold the steering wheel in place while you do this, but I'll show you what I mean. It's on there very tight, and it has a little bit of a coating to help it stay in place. So once you break this free, it's pretty simple. On the top and the bottom, you're gonna see that there are some directional teeth into this spline. So what's nice is you cannot mess this up when you put the wheel back. The wheel can only go in one way, so you don't have to worry about misalignment later. So that was really awesome that Tesla ended up doing that in this car. So once you get that off, go ahead and just rock it until it comes off completely. Now to put it back in, it's the same process, just in reverse. Go ahead and push it in. Go ahead and plug in that clip. Go ahead and put the bolt in and get it as tight as you can. And then you're gonna plug in the airbag and push it in place. And to do this, just keep rocking back and forth till you hear some clicks, and then give it a firm push until the horn goes off. That way you know it's in place. All right, so now that it's in place, here's the moment of truth. So I've got the Standard Range steering wheel on here, and I'm going to go ahead and turn on the heat. All right, so I've got the steering wheel from the Model 3 right here plugged in. I've got the Y steering wheel here on the ground, and it is truly the moment of truth. So let's see here. So it recognizes. So now let's just sit here and see if it warms up. Now here's the bad news. This is not heating up. Now I did try to remove this and reinstall twice. I also went on a quick lap around my neighborhood, so I did about 2 miles and it still just did not heat up. Now I know that when you do turn the heat on and it does have a heated steering wheel, it does heat up very fast, almost immediately. So it's not working. And the problem is, I don't know why it's not working. When you look at the part numbers on both of these, they appear to be the same. So something is different about the Model 3 Standard Range steering wheel as it is to the Model Y long range, and presumably the long range Model 3 as well. So what I decided to do is take this apart. There's a module at the bottom that I think if we swap these out, let's take a look and see what the part numbers are. So you can see the part number on this module for the Model Y is different than that on the standard range Model 3. So I'm going to give this a shot. Let's find out what happens, because I think there's a chance this could be what's stopping it from heating up. So now that we have this swapped out, let's find out if the car now will heat the steering wheel. And sure enough, now we have heat. So here's the thing. Yes, the standard range Model 3 does come with a heated steering wheel. However, it is not going to be a simple software update to make this available to the car, because that module needs to be swapped out. Now, I am sure that you can get your hands on this module, no problem, but it doesn't sound like there's a simple software update. So unless Tesla is willing to change the settings in your car, which they very well could, you're going to need to get this module, and then you're going to have to schedule with Tesla to unlock that feature in your car. So until Tesla has been clear about if they're willing to allow you to do this, it's not very clear if this is going to be something that they're going to allow. It's not a simple software update, unfortunately, but the hardware is there for the most part. You do need that different module that goes on the bottom to be able to activate the heated steering wheel. So even if there was a software update, this steering wheel will not heat the way it is. You have to change out that module and then update the software, and then you should be able to use a heated steering wheel. So unfortunately, I was very hopeful that a $300, $150 software update would unlock this heated steering wheel. But after digging deeper, it turns out that's actually not how this is going to work. So we'll have to wait and see if Tesla is willing to address this for standard range owners, which there are quite a few. So we'll keep the pressure on. We'll reach out to Tesla and see if this is something they'd be willing to unlock in the features of the car. So I'd love to hear from you. Have you also been looking into this? Are you disappointed to find out the actual details of this, given how the rumors just went wild earlier this year about this being a simple software unlock? I hope that this video was helpful, and please stay tuned, because if we can figure out how to get Tesla to allow us to unlock this, we'll be sure to share that with you. But I hope that this was eye-opening, because I know a lot of people were wondering about how this is going to work. So I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, of course, give it the thumbs up. If you haven't already, of course, subscribe to the channel as we continue to post content regularly. You can follow us on Twitter and Instagram at Bearded Tesla. Thanks so much for joining us, and we'll catch you next time.